it's time to finally drop that page that ain't getting any traction and start off fresh. You know what I'm saying? That's what the topic of this video is about. Um, I just want to talk about the creators that's struggling to grow in social media, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, whatever platform you're on, and you know, the stagnant growth that you might be suffering, even though you're constantly being consistent, showing up day in and out and still not seeing any progress. This is what we're here to talk about. Um, this is my attempt at another long form video. Like I said, I'm not used to doing these, but this is me putting myself out there to get used to doing these. You know what I'm saying? So if you see me looking down often, I'm looking at these notes that I took down to talk about this topic, because I can definitely drift off and start talking about some whole other shit, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I want to kind of stay locked in on what we're here to talk about. So let's get into it. The first thing we'll talk about is how consistency is not a guarantee. You see all these creator gurus out there that like to keep just telling you be consistent, keep showing up, keep showing up. Well, I'm one person that had a TikTok page for over 4 years, you know what I'm saying? And the niche definitely jumped around a little bit. It started off as gym content. Then I remember kind of falling off of the gym shit and just focusing on comedy shit and skits and voiceovers and shit like that, which was fun. I enjoyed doing those. But I think that is something that threw off the algorithm for my page, because it started off as gym content and then it just went full blown skits. Then I went back to gym content and then I just kind of started integrating both. And I think that probably confused the page. You know what I'm saying? Especially if everything is AI ran pretty much. So what I decided to do was create another page, um, which was going to be based on weight loss. And honestly, that page flopped. Um, I don't know what was up with it, but I didn't want to waste any time on constantly investing and investing when I know that certain posts should be at least hitting like 130 or something like that for the FYP. You know, I know there's not a set number for a post to hit, but most of my posts was only hitting like single digits, and I couldn't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? The reason I even left my main page is because, you know, everybody talks about being stuck in 200 and 300 view jail. I know all about that. My page was stuck in that zone as well. And then I would get posts that would only get 10 or 11 views. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? So there would be times where I would delete the post, repost it, and that shit would get like 6 or 7 views, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I getting less views? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking my shit's gonna get thrown into a fresh FYP or something like that because it missed it the first time, and nah, it gets thrown in something worse. But I also want to talk about how we can't always blame social media. We can't always blame everybody else. Sometimes we gotta blame ourselves. You know, for me, I would say if we're not making any progress in our videos, we gotta look within ourselves and see what we're doing wrong, because we can't sit here and say, oh, so and so's not giving us enough attention, or so and so's not giving us engagement. At the end of the day, nobody owes us engagement. We gotta earn all the engagement we get. You know what I'm saying? No one should feel entitled to it, no matter how much effort they put into a video. And I'm living proof of that, because, with my following, I definitely had a point where I was looking for reactions for certain things and I wasn't getting it. And all it was leading me to was disappointment. You know what I'm saying? And that disappointment led me to stunting my growth. It led me to slow down on creating certain videos. And I was getting in my own head and it was causing me to stop recording. So it's definitely something that could cause you to go down a rabbit hole of, I guess, defeat. But I'm here to let you know you gotta keep going and you gotta look within yourself and figure out what the fuck the problem is and how you need to improve. It takes a lot of shadow work. You gotta watch videos. You gotta watch a lot of these people that are just throwing shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm doing. I'm just throwing shit out there. And because this could be valuable information for somebody. This could help somebody out. Let's see what else we got here. Posting the same content repeatedly doesn't magically create an audience. Um, that's not something I fully agree with. Just because I have a page where the content is pretty repetitive, and the channel is growing. It's growing pretty well. So, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that's true or fully true, but if if the page isn't growing, you know what I'm saying, then it's time to switch it up. Like, most definitely. It's time to switch it up because that's where I feel like the creator gurus are throwing people off with just be consistent. Just keep being consistent. Like, nah, man. For the people that are trying to grow, you got to keep switching it up, bro. If something's not working and you're putting a lot of time into it, I'm not saying give up after a week or you know, or even after a month, but just pay attention. Pay attention to the numbers. Look at the analytics. That's something I'm not too good at, but I'm starting to get better at. And just figure out what's working out there. Check out the creator search insights. See what people are searching up, and you know, if it's something that people are searching that taps into your world or you know one of your vices, then hop on that and start creating content around it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to niche down to it, you know, but if it's something that you're passionate about, you should definitely do your thing and speak on it and put your part on it, you know. What else we got here? I'm Dark, by the way. If you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate that. Hopefully you drop a like and subscribe at some point. This is pretty much how these long form videos are gonna be. You know, honesty, transparency, vibes, stories, all kind of shit. Unorganization, all of it. All right, let's talk about another topic. Your followers may have outgrown you. This is definitely a possibility where you notice a change in the engagement. You know what I'm saying? It goes from comments, favorites, reposts, likes, and then it just kind of drops off and it just becomes likes. It's still cool to get that support of a like, you know what I'm saying? Because if likes help push out the video like everyone claims, and hey, that's a contribution, right? Now, when you notice that you know the likes just kind of trickle in every now and then, they probably outgrown you. You know what I'm saying? And of course, TikTok and Instagram, they have a petty way of showing you, you know, certain followers that are engaging in other posts that aren't engaging in your shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's something that you're supposed to take personally. You know, once again, that's something that should have you looking within yourself and figuring out why they stopped doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Was it a this for that thing where you guys were reposting and sharing each other's shit? And maybe you slowed down on reposting their stuff, and now they're slowing down on reposting your stuff. Or maybe it's just the genuine topics that you're talking about that they don't have interest in, But they drop a like to still support your posts. You know what I'm saying? That's a possibility. So it's really about perspective, and it's about how you're looking at the situation. You know what I'm saying? If you have negative feelings and negative thoughts, that's where you're gonna drift off into. And I'm a victim of both. You know what I'm saying? I've definitely had my time of thinking, what the fuck is going on, and thinking I'm not doing anything wrong, and I'm being a perfect creator, and I'm doing this shit the correct way, and everybody's just tripping and not liking my shit, and TikTok is sabotaging my channel and throwing my shit in the dead algorithm and all that. Like I've definitely went through blaming everything except myself, and at some point you hit a crossroad where it's like, all right, bro, I have something to do with this shit, you know. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, and back to the followers outgrowing you. It could be nothing personal towards you at all, bro. We all have our own lives. We all have shit going on. So, sometimes a follower might stop getting on the app altogether. You know what I'm saying? Or they just fall off, and they just leave social media alone. Like, everybody has their journey, and sometimes that includes, taking off and falling off the grid. Like, that's completely cool, but that's where people get things all messed up, where they start taking it personally and thinking, oh, so and so stop fucking with me, or they don't like me no more, this, that, and the other. Like, you got to get out of your head with that and just focus on what you need to do to keep moving forward and growing. All right, let's see what else we got here. The loyal followers can eventually become silent followers. Um, yeah, so that's where you have followers that have been following you for a few years now. You know what I'm saying? They've seen a few different chapters of your life, of your era, and they still watch you. They still currently watch you. They just don't engage at all anymore. Hey, I don't know the reason for that. Um, One thing I suggest is don't look at the views. Don't look and see who's looking at your posts. I turned that shit off years ago. I believe you have to reach a certain follower count to delete that feature, but it might have changed now. You might be able to just turn it off. I suggest you turn it off and keep it off. Don't worry about who's looking at your views and not liking or engaging. Just focus on the likes that show up. That's the best way to go. Just focus on the engagement that pops up. Don't focus on the engagement you're not getting from certain people. That shit is toxic, and you will sabotage yourself focusing on shit like that. All right. Let's see what else we got here, man. TikTok doesn't owe anyone views. Yep, this is facts, and this is something that I've been guilty of. I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Criticizing TikTok of or for, and that is not pushing my videos. I just talked about it earlier in this video on how I started another weight loss page and shit wasn't popping. But here's the thing, I didn't sit here and waste time constantly complaining about it. I deleted the page and moved on, you know? And that's something that I noticed within myself that is definitely a sign of growth, because I think I have attachment issues, and sometimes I hold on to things a lot longer than I should, you know? For instance, my main TikTok page that this video is pretty much about, I held on to that page for a little bit too long, even though I saw, shit happening to the page that wasn't right. I was getting these weird ass violations that made no sense. you know, and then I was appealing for it and they was standing on it, and I'm like, bro, this ain't even right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I held on to the page a lot longer than I should have because of all of the history on the page. But now that I have something else going on that's actually growing and feeling good and all of that, I'm at a place where I can let all that old shit go to create the new memories and the new good posts and the new growth and shit like that that comes with focusing on this new shit, you know? I know I'm kind of rambling right now, and now it feels like I'm overextending what the fuck I'm saying, but we're getting somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping all this shit. I'm not gonna cut anything. This is gonna be a raw video. All right, so here's another note here. You got to stop making the content you like. Um, I don't agree with that either. If it's something that you enjoy doing, I think you should 100% do it. Um, always do it for the love of the game first. If you just hop into just trying to make a bag off of the shit, I don't know, man. It's not gonna work out. Um, and I'm gonna keep it real. I'm definitely trying to make a living off of doing something on social media. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, this is just 100%." Nah, man, I want to make a living off of this too. You know, but it definitely has to start off with you enjoying what you do. So don't don't become a slave to everybody's vices and topics, because at the end of the day, I don't think you'll be happy with the outcome, whether you're successful or not. You know, um, definitely do something that you're gonna keep doing, even if nothing pops off. You know, and I think we'll just keep it at that on that topic. Um, what else do we have here? Your niche might be too small. All right, this is a good topic because pretty much my main niche right now is gym content, you know, weight loss content. I like to try to motivate people that feel like they're in a hopeless place when it comes to getting in shape and losing weight. I'm currently down 106 pounds on my weight loss journey, and I was definitely someone that felt like I couldn't do it, you know, and I was happy with where I was at, but I wasn't happy with how I was being treated by everybody in the world. So I had to look within myself and figure some shit out, and that's what I'm working on right now. Now, not to get too deep into that, I just want to say that gym content might be a small niche nowadays. Like I said in the previous video, gym content is dying out. Everyone's talking about how it's dying out. I see a lot of people complaining about people posting thirst traps when it's really progress pics or whatever the deal. And yeah, it seems like it's just becoming an annoying thing for people that are not living that lifestyle, because they see it as us bragging or, you know, just doing too much. You know, I definitely see that feedback everywhere. And for that, I'll say, don't worry about what they're saying. Do what you want to do, but listen. Listen to them and pay attention. Um, and that's, once again, for the people that are really trying to grow. If your gym content isn't getting anywhere, I mean, for one, it should number one be for documentation reasons for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I record, I watch more than anybody else in the world, no doubt about it. I'm always looking at how I can improve my videos. I'm looking at how I can improve my workouts, if my posture's, you know, looking all right. And I'm also paying attention to the comments and stuff that I get from people that say I'm doing the posture the wrong way or whatever the deal. Then I go and do the research and figure out how I'm supposed to do it. Sometimes I was doing it the right way, and sometimes I was doing it the wrong way. It's all about being open to new education. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just forgot what the hell I was talking about. I'm gonna definitely have some moments like that where I lose track, but we gonna get back on there. So the niche being small, that was the topic, and yeah, keep posting your gym content and just figure out something else you want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. I created an instrumental page where I'm vibing out to different beats and shit like that on TikTok, and that page is growing. The vibes are dope, and it feels like a fresh new beginning. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel limited to creating pages either. Create as many different emails and pages that you need to until something starts hitting. Even if you're on your seventh or eighth page, keep creating different pages and just see what happens. If nothing pops off, delete the page and create another one. There's no limits to how many pages you can create. You know what I'm saying? As long as you could come up with different emails, come up with different accounts, and just keep throwing shit at the wall until something sticks. So yeah, it looks like I pretty much covered everything that I want to talk about in this video. We are 21 minutes in, which is crazy. I've been low key yapping, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just want to say don't confuse the effort with progress. Keep moving forward. You want to keep a positive mindset with what you're doing, and you definitely want to be your own biggest fan. You know, you can't expect anybody to root you on more than you root for yourself. You know, so you gotta root for yourself in public, out loud. You know what I'm saying? Because if no one believes, or if you don't believe in what you're doing, nobody else will. You know what I'm saying? That's a true fact. You gotta let people know that you're serious and you want to be taken seriously with this shit, and just move forward. Don't worry about anything that's going to stunt you, distract you, throw you off, because they're definitely going to come at you. Don't expect a clear path without any of those things, you know. So there we go. Those are the reasons why I feel like you should drop your current page if it's not growing, if it's not getting anywhere, and you've been grinding on it for years. This is why you should drop it and start over and figure something out. And if it doesn't work, start over again and figure something out. Because at some point, you're going to find your niche, you're going to find your shit, your pocket, whatever it is, and things are going to start moving on the up and up, you know. But don't keep wasting your time on a dead page or a dead account. Look within yourself and figure it out. All right. It's your boy Dark. I'm gonna get up out of here. Hopefully y'all like this video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll shoot more of these long form videos, and y'all take it easy, man. Peace.